Remember this. A harsh truth is better than a soft lie. You are ready to take on the world. You are powerful. You are amazing. You are energetic. You have got it absolutely all. And what you're going to find out this month, in particular when it comes to the 17th, 18th, 19th and 20th of March 2022, is going to change absolutely everything. My name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Scorpio, and it's for March 2022. So this monthly horoscope tarot card reading is for you, my gorgeous Scorpione, and it's for March 2022. Just remember these words, because they are going to be very powerful, and you will know exactly on what part of your life I'm referring to. When it comes to the actual numbers, your number this month, it's number 33. This is a really powerful number. And this also means that things are finally going to start looking up for you. But before that happens, you are going to find out something so interesting, something so weird, something so bizarre. It is just going to throw you out of the balance a little bit, but then at the same time, it is going to help you to open your eyes to see things for what they are, and most importantly, to recognize the actual experience that you have been through over the last 46 months, and your own unique, powerful ability is in here. The ability to make things happen, the ability to make things manifest through your own uniqueness. This is important, but most significantly, it's about you not wanting to make the certain mistake again. This is really brilliant, because at the same time it means that you have made a really remarkable spiritual growth over the last 24 months especially. You have been through the mud, you have been through the dark water, so now it's your time to come up. Yes, I'm talking about the lotus, spiritual powerful lotus moment that you are going to have, which is most importantly going to make itself known within the first 7 days of March 2022. On one hand, you know, basically it's about a certain mistake that you don't want to make again, and you don't want this to happen again. So it means that you have, reached the very much so relevant part of your own understanding, which is on another hand directly coming from your own spiritual existence, and you understanding things in your own unique way. There is a very important message that you are going to have, very important message that you are going to have, my gorgeous Scorpione, and that message is going to really bring this confirmation. That message is going to confirm things to you. And also when it comes to that message, the first 11 days of March are going to be very strongly connected to that specific message that I'm actually talking about. And look at this, I just have this urge to actually take the tarot card right now. So the message also that you're going to get, my gorgeous Scorpione, it is not only about you having a confirmation, or I don't want to make this the same mistake again, but it's a lot to do with the actual future planning. It's a lot to do with you finding out at the same time something that you didn't know before. You will connect the dots in a very special way. And once you connect these dots, you will find out different ways to get to where you want to get. This is important. So it's not only about a very sacred path, it's going to reveal itself. It's not only about that. It's about the fact that there are so many different ways that you're going to be able to know and realize how to get there. After this moment in time, life is going to become very interesting for you. Interesting like it once was. Is special like it once was. I'm not saying your life is not special now, but there was so much of this darkness and negativity, of the dark forces of the outside that have really taken the better of us when it comes to our own energy. It's still in our energy, with the darkness, with negativity, with sadness. There is only so much of nonsense that we can all take, and you're very sensitive on one hand, but you're very powerful on another hand. Just a good little psychic you are. because this is the way it is. You understand a lot, you absorb a lot, but then again, you know, at the same time, you know, you paid up for that with the drainage of energy that affects you in such a way where you may be kind of like start feeling deflated much quicker, much sooner. But then again, it's just due to these negative energies that we have been like kind of showered by for so long. So this is why this is so important. On another hand, my gorgeous Scorpioni, is just all about the actual, you know, you are going to have the beginning of a very, very interesting and very, very meaningful experience. And the meaningful experience that I'm talking about, it's going to take the center stage on the 15th and 16th of March 2022. And on the 15th and the 16th of March, you're just going to feel like, ooh la la, this creative energy, you know, and this creative energy is at the same time going to be a sign, yeah, baby, I want to try this, yeah, baby, I want to try that. It's going to start opening you up, but most importantly, it's just going to make you aware of the adjustment that you need to make, and that in itself is going to be very meaningful experience. You're going to find this almost adventurous, because at the same time this is signifying the birth of something really big, really important in spiritual terms. I'm talking about the birth of a child. It's just in normal terms, the birth of a child is going to change the people's lives forever. In the spiritual terms, it's exactly the same. A big mama, it's going to change your life for literally ever. So it's only the beginning of the stage of your life that it's going to make itself known to you. On the 15th and the 16th of March, this is going to be very highlighted and very important, but then at the same time, it is just the beginning of. So it's going to last for a long time. It's going to change your life. It's to do with you realizing what exactly your job is on this earth. You expressing yourself the way you want to express yourself. You living your life the way you want to live your life, my gorgeous Scorpione. This is all going to be making sense. But as I said, it's only the birth, the beginning of a very meaningful experience. Is going to become very adventurous moment in time. But then at the same time, it's signifying in spiritual terms the actual birth of a child, which means that this is the birth of a very special creation, only the beginning of. And this is going to change your life forever. Literally. It's going to have many different stages. It's going to be keep on growing and keep on growing and keep on growing. It's going to become bigger and bigger and bigger. It's never going to become smaller and smaller and smaller. And although that is not going to become like evident and obvious at this moment in time, but as the time goes by, you will see exactly what I mean. Not only on the 31st of March, you are going to have an opportunity that is going to be directly connected to it, but on in the actual November 2022, your life is going to be completely changed. So it's going to grow and it's going to keep on going and exploding until the actual November 2022. And then this is going to go on the whole next stage, whole next dimension. It's going to show you the whole new world of possibilities. But also you cannot believe how much your life is actually going to be different at that moment in time. This is going to be big. Hallelujah. This is amazing, my gorgeous Scorpione, because you have been waiting for this. And as well at the same time, you know, you're going to realize through that beginning, you know, through this very meaningful experience that you're going to have. It's about the idea. It's about what you're going to see. It's about what you're going to be part of. It's about what you're going to be inspired about. But at the same time, something is going to come to your psychic little moment as well. It's going to kind of make you aware of like the certain change that you want to make. Remove yourself from the certain group of people. Remove yourself from the certain situation. Remove yourself from the certain person who is constantly bringing you down. And it doesn't make sense about absolutely anything. It's too much darkness about that person, but that person is also being misled. But at the same time, it's going to help you to realize that you are about to avoid very unusual tower situation, very unusual unexpected situation. So you see, you're going to become psychic to that moment in life when you will just know as well at the same time that this, you know, the beginning of a meaningful experience is just going to bring you so much optimism and inspiration that is like kind of like something is just not going to make sense in your life anymore. And this is what you will want to change. This is what you will want to avoid. This is what you will want to adjust, because at the same time you will kind of avoid the tower situation, but somehow you will become aware of this. You will know exactly what this tower situation is. So that's why I like this so much. And this is going to pretty much so be going to be a homecoming time, my gorgeous Scorpione, but at the same time it's going to bring you joy, pleasure, and at the same time it's going to inspire you in in such a way where you will want to make like a big change. You know, there is a big change that you wanted to make when it comes to your immediate environment, when it comes to your home, when it comes to things around you, when it comes to that big plan. It's just going to pop up and it's going to be absolutely staring at your beautiful face, and you will know that this is something that you need to do. But in order to make that big change, you will know that all this beginning of meaningful experience that I said, an adventure and the birth of a child in a spiritual term, the birth of a very important project, you know, it's going to lead towards you wanting to make a big change. But in order to get there, you're just going to have to keep going, and because you will realize, you know, that you still need to keep going further. You still need to give more energy towards the very special and unique part of your life that you feel very devoted to, something that is very important to you, very significant to you, something that is completely sacred to you. So you will know it's going to be revealed, a very special part of your life that you need to keep on offering more services and efforts towards something very specific, like a specific goal. And this is important because it is to do with your future. The future pure opportunities ahead are going to become absolutely obvious within the last 7 days of March. Come on, man. With the future opportunities ahead are going to become obvious within the last 7 days of March, and this is going to happen at the time when you need it the most. A little bit of a boost, because there's so much is going to be going on, and this darkness and dark side lalas out there, you know, that keep on stealing and draining our energy with all the nonsense and darkness and sadness. You know, bye, darling. See ya. Do you know what I mean? It's just there is so much that you can take, and there's so much that is down to you in order to make a sense of. If something doesn't make bloody sense, then it doesn't make sense. And in order to make sense of up is down is up, is you find that balance and you keep going in the middle, in between. And the more you go in between, the more you follow your intuition, the more enlightened your own path is going to be. The more lightened your own path is going to be, the more difficult it's going to be what you're going to find out and become aware of, because nothing is going to start making sense anymore. But then again, of no sense, you will be able to make a huge, massive sense. And this is going to mean a lot to you, especially when it comes to the month of March and what your next step is going to be, what to do and what to avoid. It's going to be absolutely evident. So pay attention to the future opportunities ahead within the last 7 days this March, okay, because it's all about, like, it's going to be connected to the future opportunities ahead, you know, coming events, you know, new visits, you know, plans that will work absolutely perfectly. But of course, on another hand, this is vibrationally going to give you a very hopeful outlook. You know, it's going to inspire you, it's going to keep you driving, you know, it's going to keep you going. It's about a hopeful outlook. It's going to bring you favorable expectations. It's going to almost immediately going to make you aware of new alliances in your life, but also at the same time somebody who is like really important to you, the return of someone very special, like an old friend. Somehow that person is going to reconnect you at the right moment in time, and they're going to point something to you, and this is going to even more kind of make you feel, this is going to make you even more keen and eager to change your life and to carry on with your life, because they will tell you the certain information, and what they will tell you, you will kind of feel inspired by in a way, because you will want to avoid something that they've done or something like that. You will be like, no baby, no. So this is going to be brilliant. So at the same time, the return of an old friend, like some kind of reunion, is going to take place, and they will tell you something, and then it's going to confirm something really strange and bizarre and unusual to you, but you're already aware of it. But it's just going to come from a scale, from a very sensitive scale, from someone who really knows you really well, and this is kind of going to get you in a certain way, but most certainly it's going to open your eyes, and it's going to again make you aware what to do, what not to do, where to go and where not to go. You know, this is going to be very much so, it's going to bring a very interesting aspect out of you, because, you know, you will want to find out more, but then on another hand, you will not want to know more, you know. So it's going to feel down like kind of along those lines, you know. So it's important. But on another hand, you know, I will be completely honest with you. This is brilliant. You are going to have one of the greatest recognition, you know, when it comes to your work and when it comes to things that you wanted to achieve. This is going to reflect on you, on the people that you're with, like your immediate family members, people who mean to you so much. There is something wonderful that is going to happen, and it wouldn't happen without your help. help, and this is going to make you feel so good about yourself. So it's about you being unselfish, not selfish, and giving so much love and emotions to the people who mean to you the most. So there is a really big moment going to happen there, and you're going to feel so good about yourself. It's going to make you feel brilliant. But on another hand, when it comes to finances, financial situation, this is also going to bring you really important success and recognition, and I really like it. And one more thing to say, my gorgeous Scorpioni. You are going to come across some little bastards this month again. It is the problem. It is the problem that you are going to be facing. And it's the problem with the people with opposed opinions, completely different opinions to you. And you are just gone too far. You are far apart, you know, you're too far off. So there is going to be a little challenge that you're going to have within the last 11 days of March. You will be challenged, you know, you will be kind of someone is going to try to wind you up, because they will get you in a really wrong moment when you're maybe tired or stroppy, and they will say something to you, and you're going to be like, you know what, just shut up, you know. But then again, at the same time, you must kind of like understand that you have got your opinions. You're smart, you're clever, you're Scorpione, you understand so much. You see something, you know something is wrong, but that other person is just so far apart from you when it comes to your way of thinking, you know, such opposed opinions. You know, you're like on one hand in Bolivia and they're on another hand in Poland. You know, it's just like, no baby, no, no baby, no, no baby, no, there is no point. These people, this person is just you. It doesn't mean anything to you. These people, they become like a very dark and negative entities. They do not think for themselves anymore. They think with somebody else's brain. You cannot go through this life and think with somebody else's brain. You can use people like and watch people and get inspired by them. This is great. But don't get inspiration on a whole next level by listening to darkness, sadness. Inspiration, it's fine, it's okay. But the sadness and darkness, there is only so much that you can take. Enough. And this is why I'm saying this. You are so far apart from your own way of thinking, so I'm just preparing you when somebody winds you up, and the tricky bitty here is sensitivity, that you will be maybe really tired, a little bit stroppy, maybe, I don't know, you will have like maybe day before you will be working a lot, whatever, they're going to get you in the wrong moment. And your challenge is, my God, you're going to reach a very important circle in your life if you do this. Your challenge is to just like have a smile on your face and do not let them things about yourself. Do not give things out to people who have nothing to do with you. Don't waste your energy. Don't waste your time. Just make them believe and think, yeah, okay, yeah, me too, you know. Just make them feel and think like how you think, because you're too far apart and there is absolutely no point. But more so, this is going to be connected to an internal challenge when it comes to you, because this is the last moment, the last little bit that it's also going to kind of make the glass overflowing. You know, you're reaching a very powerful and very interesting destination of your life, very important completion. So after that moment in time, exactly 3 days later, there is going to be like you're gonna be blessed with like very important realization and very important opportunity to make an ultimate life change as well, and to do something really quick, to do something really sharply. But at the same time, it's going to remind you of the opportunity of swimming against the currents. You know, you just have to strictly follow your path. You have to strictly follow your way. Do not give your energy away. You need to think for yourself. You need to think with yourself. By thinking for yourself and for yourself, it's just following your own light. So whatever comes to you, make the most of it, follow it through. It's going to bring you, by the end of this month, you know, the last 7 days are going to bring you hope. They're going to bring you an absolutely mind-blowing inspiration. And I don't even know how to stress this, because, you know, the new life is going to start. The new stage is about to begin. The new stage is going to be opening for you. But it's not all going to be so purple, pink and blue. These are only the beginning stages, and it's down to you how far you're going to take this. Are you going to be negative and thinking low, or you're going to be like, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. If you don't jump in the water, you're never going to learn how to swim. I told you this, and now it's time to jump in the water no matter what. And while you're in the water, just make sure you understand that it's also an important time to swim against the current. Okay, important. So remember this, because it's part of it, because it's bringing you bright prospects and unlimited possibilities. It's bringing you hope, inspiration, victorious and very healing time in many different ways. when it comes to the actual health and things like that, you also need to understand things. Try to kind of like pay attention to how much you're maybe spending time on the internet, for example. How much are you spending time on your phone, for example? This is the problem that we are all facing in the moment. This is the problem that we are all facing right now. And I don't even know how to stress this. It is very important to stress that, you know, according to that lot out there, you know what I mean? It's like people are just gonna like start spending more of their time like in the phone, on the internet, rather than living the normal life. You know, I said before, the normal life is passing by. Bye, darling, bye. Do you know what I mean? The normal life is passing by, and people are just busy being stuck in the internet, and it's problem, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. Do you know what I mean? They're building like a little houses inside the internet, you know, like oh yeah, let's just like a restaurant inside the internet. Like, come on, what's about the actual reality? People are just gonna lose themselves completely. You know, who cares about reality? Do you know what I mean? No, baby, no. This is important. So my point is, try to kind of cut yourself out as much as you possibly can. Try to have little breaks, because now this is becoming like a quite toxic, not only for you, but for quite a few other signs as well. In the morning when you wake up, try to limit it. Don't just go on the internet as soon as you wake up. Do other things. I'm not saying you're doing this necessarily, but if you do, go on the internet as soon as you wake up. This is draining your energy even more, and it's affecting your way of thinking. It's affecting your way of planning, and it's making you feel like, ooh, no. So try to avoid the internet in the morning, and try to avoid the internet before you go to sleep as well. Very important. Don't be on your phone, don't be on your laptop. Read a book or do something, you know. Just even staring at a wall, it's going to be much better. Do you know what I mean? So this is something that I need you to pay attention to kind of like try to detoxify your life when it comes to that. This is very important, because you need to start rejuvenating yourself, and March, it's going to be absolutely brilliant, because there are lots of changes that are happening within us when it comes to the actual March, but also at the same time you can use this vibration to make the most of it by recognizing which part of your life is draining your energy in a very kind of negative and toxic way, which would be the amount of time you spend on the internet. So you need to find a bit of a balance, and it's not only that, but it's about reconnecting with the nature. This is what's happening to some people. They're becoming like robots. They're like, hello, are you there? Tuk, anyone there? No, sorry. Do you know, sorry. Do you know, this is the problem that we are like kind of facing. So it's like sometimes people don't understand the actual power of the nature. We are the nature. We are part of the nature. The nature is part of us. Try to think about meditation. Try to think about grounding yourself. Try to think about, I've said this to you before, it's important. Look at me, surrounded by my little plants, you know. Try to find a little place in the forest if you possibly can. I know some of you may not live by the forest, but you know, just maybe try to find a little place in a little park somewhere where you can maybe find like a place which is like kind of untouched by other people, a little place where lots of other people don't walk. Untouched, because the energy is then very pure and very strong. Once you find a little piece of earth where no one is walking on as much, then no one walking on completely, try to sit down, relax yourself a little bit, touch the ground with your gorgeous hands, and close your eyes and relax. Focus on your breathing, and don't think about the negativity, don't think about the stress. Just try to absorb the smell of the forest, the nature. Try to absorb this wonderful energy. At the same time, close your eyes, relax a little bit, and just imagine this beautiful, powerful silver light going around your hand first. Let's say left hand, and then imagine that light going around your first finger, second finger, third finger, all in your mind, fourth finger, fifth finger, and just imagine this powerful vibration rejuvenating your hand and touching the ground at the same time. And then imagine every single finger going into the ground with that silver white vibrational energy that I'm talking about, and you're just amplifying all this with the power of your own mind. Your mind is your energy is your power is your passion is your power, your passion is your energy. This is exactly what you're projecting into the earth, but it's also coming back at you. So just imagine like the light going to the first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, really easily going into the ground and then coming back, and imagine this for each finger on left hand and the right hand. and then you will feel so rejuvenated, you know, after that moment in time. This can last like about maybe 2 or 3 minutes, or maybe 5 minutes. It really depends. And just relax and absorb this absolutely miraculous healing energy. And that in itself, it's also going to open you up, and it's also going to inspire you, and also it's going to make you aware exactly what part of your life doesn't make sense anymore. But also on another hand, it's going to give you really powerful realization how you're going to do something so quickly. An idea is going to become an opportunity is going to become a life-changing moment. A life-changing moment is going to become one of the most meaningful moments you had in many years. So this is how you make the most of it. Not only you drain lots of toxicity out of you that's been projected to you in so many different ways, but you're also releasing yourself from the negativity, so you can just kind of tap into vibrational energy, very powerful, highly vibrational energy that would take you like ages to kind of tap into again. So it's a kind of like a really kind of dealing with your power in the best possible way. So this is something that you're going to find super healing in so many different ways. So this is something you need to do. And the same is like a being by the water. Maybe you can sit by the river if there is a river close by, and you can just chill out, sit down and just gaze in the river. You're like stare in the river a little bit, and there are all sorts of ideas going to come to you. And water in general, like a river, also is going to have this unbelievably powerful impact and effect on you as well. You need this because, you know, you clear the negativity that is like kind of stuck around you, and then at the same time you kind of see the whole new world of possibility that was like kind of hidden because under all this darkness that you've been through. Not necessarily that it was your fault, but it's just things that have been projected on us for such a long time. Important. You're going to find this highly rejuvenating. So now, my gorgeous Scorpioni, I'm just going to see what is going to be your first day. That is going to be quite important. But before I go there, this is something I would highly suggest you look at. This absolutely beautiful pendant to wear. This is called a purple Suji stone. And it's absolutely gorgeous. It brings you, like, it increases your vibration almost instantly. It generates positivity and positive energy. And you're going to need loads of that throughout March and April, because you're going to be dealing with lots of like negative people and negativities. And this is going to get you, you know, like it's going to make you worried, and it's going to make you wander towards more negativity. And then that negativity takes over. So this purple Suji stone is perfect to protect and preserve your own special energy, but then at the same time it's brilliant when it comes to relieving stress that are slowing us down, because it establishes peace in our life, peace of mind, and emotional healing as well. On another hand, it promotes dreams and lucid dreaming, so you can really you can find out quite a lot about yourself when you're relaxing and chilling out, and you're just wearing this crystal. So when you're relaxing in the forest, for example, and chilling out, you know, or meditating, or just drifting away, and then this is the time when we go into this meditating state, you know, it really kind of help you to kind of find out certain things that you wouldn't normally kind of be aware of through most sacred ways possibly imagine, because it all comes from a completely different dimension. It brings you closer to yourself and to your own spirituality. This is a must-have to wear throughout March and April, because before every single time we do something different, something big, something important, something enormous to us, because it helps you to bring the best out of you. This gorgeous pendant comes with sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel, I have to say that. So thank you very much, my gorgeous Scorpioni. So now look at this. The 7th of March is going to be a big mama. This is a big day. The 7th of March is a big day because there is going to be an absolutely remarkable omen that you are going to have. A remarkable sign that you are going to have. And the sign and omen that you are going to have, at the same time, you need to pay attention, because this is going to come in the form of a bird. Whether this bird is going to be flying, whether this bird is going to be like in your window, whether this bird is going to be walking, however this happens, however this manifests in your life, you will know that there is a strong connection between you and that bird, because otherwise you wouldn't notice this. So what this sign is going to be, you need to understand this sign, this bird, when you see it on the 7th of March, this bird is going to be very superb omen, very positive sign. And you also need to understand that at the time time when you see that bird, you will be worrying about something. You will be like really thinking about something. You will be half worried and half angry, half stroppy and half nervous. And then suddenly you see that bird. And as soon as you see this bird, in exactly 25 days, after that moment in time, you are going to have a very specific moment. You are going to have a very specific opportunity. And that opportunity is going to be directly connected to what you were worrying about, what you were thinking about, but what you also need to understand that you know, the 7th of March, you just need to let this go. Don't worry too much about this particular situation, because things are going to be fine. If you carry on worrying, you're going to bring the negativity, and you don't want this negativity, because it's only going to mess things up for you, and it's only going to slow things down for you. Exactly 25 days later, that is going to be obvious. So this is very important for you to understand, because this omen is going to answer many questions to you. You will know exactly what I mean. But it's not only the 7th of March, sorry, but it's in between, you know, the 7th of March and the 11th of March. This is also going to be very strong day, like when it comes to that omen as well. So if it happens on the 11th of March, for example, then it's exactly 25 days later from the 11th of March. If it happens on the 9th of March, then it's going to be exactly 25 days from the 9th of March, when you're going to have a very important opportunity, and you will see exactly what I meant. But it's also as important to not to block yourself down, do not to block yourself with the constant worrying and things like that, because sometimes, you know, we are just kind of tend to slow down the process a little bit when we do this. On another hand, the 7th of March is also going to bring, I think it's Coco, sorry, on the sorry no, I'm hearing things, 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 I'm hearing things. And it had to be Scorpione when I'm hearing things. My God. Now look at this. So basically, so now also you need to pay. The 7th of March is also going to kind of help you understand which kind of things in your life you need to bring into perfect union by managing it. And it's pretty much a lot to do with compatibility and making an adjustment. And which adjustment do you need to make? It's going to come from someone who influences you in a really great way, you know. And this is brilliant, because that particular person is successful in many different ways, and you like this. So it's not only about their money, finances, but it's just looking at a big picture. This is like a big mama. Like, it's like this person knows, you know, they know a lot about life what other people don't know. So this person is going to be playing an important role when it comes to your inspiration as well. On another hand, you know, what I really like here, on the 7th of March, it's also going to be like, oh my God, the waiting game is over. You've been waiting for something. This is not going to be enormous, not going to be huge, but it's going to be like kind of like a nice little stepping stone for you here. You're going to cross a nice little spiritual bridge, because something that you didn't even think it's going to become reality, it's actually going to give you a very good indication and sign that it's about to become reality. And this is going to surprise you, because you've already kind of lost a certain hope. Okay, it's the universe, very strong connection with the universe, that it's pretty much so going to be communicating in such a way where you will know that things are going to be absolutely fine. And on another hand, you know, it's like pretty much so, you know, this caused a lack of ambition, and it caused certain delays in your life as well, because you were just waiting for the right moment. You were just kind of waiting for something. So this, what you were waiting for, you're going to hear about, and this caused lack of ambition and delays as well, and it will immediately show you why you had a lack of ambition by having an enormous energy shift. So this is what you need to remember. You will immediately be aware why you had a lack of ambition by having an enormous energy shift, and that in itself, it's going to show you the weakness, and it's going to show you exactly how much more powerful you are than you ever thought. You're more powerful than you could have possibly imagined. Use this energy of understanding, really, realization, you being psychic, you being so open, you being so unique, you being so gifted to your own advantage. This is what you need to do, not to worry. I'm not saying you're worrying, but I'm just saying it's natural from being aware of things that lots of people are not aware of. Of course, naturally at this moment in time, like it would be weird if we wouldn't kind of think like, oh my God, what's going on, But then again, at the same time, it's just use this to your advantage. It's important because it's going to give you control over a situation, determination, courage, energy and determination. It's going to be communicating you because, in between the 7th and the 11th of March, it's all about this determination that you're going to have. This determination, what you're going to feel determined about, the part of your life that you're going to feel determined about in between the 7th and 11th of March, it's also going to bring you one of the greatest accomplishments of your lives. Important. Also, what I was going to recommend you, sorry, my gorgeous Scorpioni, green moss agate, absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. This is also going to help you to promote a nice energy within yourself. It's going to help you to boost your energy levels. It's going to help you to connect and reconnect with the nature. It brings you calm and bring you closer to nature, and also it helps you to concentrate, focus, and make the right decisions. You need to be as sharp as you possibly can throughout March and April. You need to be focused. I'm not saying that you're not sharp and not focused, but there's a lot going on, and it sometimes drains our energy, and we don't understand that our energy levels have been drained before we are facing something really important, where we need to be tipped up, spot on with everything. So we don't have a time to waste anymore. To respond to something and then later on you're sorry, I should have responded like this and like that. This really helps you to be focused, when you need to be focused. So again, anything that you feel sharply about, strongly about, anything that you have to deal with, this is something that you need to wear. This gorgeous green moss agate. This comes with a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. I have to say that, so thank you very much. Okay, so the next important date is going to be Big Mama, is the 11th of March. Now, 11th of March is basically gonna pretty much, so you know what? I really like this. Again, you seem to be inspired by the right people in your life. The people that are going to be appearing in your life are going to be equally important throughout March. They're going to be popping in and out. Some of them are going to be complete nonsense that you don't want to be part of, that you will be like, yeah, okay, whatever. But some of them are going to be proper big mamas. Some of them are going to be really much so happening to you with the power of your own synchronicity, who are at the same time going to be like a gift to your life, because they're going to bring you the relevant energy. And the relevant energy at that moment in time, it's going to bring you inspiration. And this is what I'm talking about. Someone is again going to inspire you on the 11th of March 2022, and I really like it, because that particular person is also going to be playing an important role when it comes to you, really understanding and confirming that particular opportunity, that path that you're thinking about. But then again, at the same time, it's going to bring accomplishment, and an obstacle that you're going to be facing, it's going to basically come through that person, because that person is going to inspire you, but also through them, you will know what to do with that obstacle, because you will kind of follow what they did, and they did the right thing type of thing. You will know what to avoid, and you will know what to go for. This person is going to inspire you in many different ways. It's going to bring you hope, it's going to bring you faith, inspiration, and you will realize bright prospects, and also at the same time, it's going to be lots of mixing of the past and present. But then again, it's all about you following this optimism in your life and doing the right thing. And there is also be an interesting sign that you are going to have in between the 11th and the 17th of March, and an interesting sign that you are going to have, it's going to be at around the time you see numbers 33, 33, and 777. And the sign that you are going to have in between the 11th and the 17th of March is going to confirm, that, this is the part of your life that you should invest towards. This is what you should be doing. This is where you should be going towards. But even more so, in between the 11th and the 17th of March, you will know that it's time to take actions and give a birth to your dreams, baby. This is exactly what I was going to say. Creative projects that you're focusing on here are going to be very successful indeed, in many, many different ways. Okay, now the third date that I would like you to pay attention to is going to be on the 31st of March. Now the 31st of March is just like basically this is the beginning of a very important recovery. You need to understand that this is the time. Stranger in the night, Scorpione in the morning, stranger in the night, Scorpione in the morning. This is like, you know what, there is someone really kind of interesting about to start walking into your life here. It's like you're gonna feel really vavavumish, you know, and this vavavumish feeling you will want to inspect, you will want to investigate, you will want to take on the next step. Somebody who you're gonna come across here is just gonna be too delicious to ignore. But this is for those of you pretty much so who are single. But those of you who are in relationship, the 31st of March is also going to be a big mama, because something very unusual is going to be resolved. A really big problem, it's going to be resolved. So this is what I really like. So it's pretty much so about the beginning of understanding in between two people when it comes to relationship, an important understanding. Okay, and when it comes to like a Scorpione being single, you know, there is also going to be someone very delicious who is about to walk into your life here, very delicious indeed, and you're going to feel something you haven't felt in a long time. When you see those eyes, and when those eyes see you, when you set your eyes on each other, nothing is going to take them away again. You know, nothing is going to make you pull you apart again. You will just want to know more, and want to know more, but you're so much more experienced than that other person, so maybe they will take it in the wrong way in the first place, but they will get worried about themselves because they will kind of not know how to respond to this amount of emotions and feelings, because for the first time they will feel something they never felt before, and you felt this before because you're Scorpione, so you're like, oh my god, you remember all your past lives like this, you know. So you know, this is going to be very interesting, my gorgeous Scorpione. So get yourself out there, have some fun, baby, you know, it's important. But then again, on another hand, okay, on another hand, moving on, it's about an important time of recovery. This is why the 31st of March, it's an important time of recovery, and also it's going to bring a really nice, the beginning of a peace and tranquility, the beginning of understanding in general, you know, the beginning of, you know, like you feeling very responsible to yourself to carry on with responsibilities in your life. I really like this because it's this clear sign of your own personal rejuvenation. I like it so much because you're going to start becoming really artistic here at the same time. It's going to make you to explore the certain part of your life where you're going to realize that you just for 1,000,000% do not want to make a useless sacrifice. Useless sacrifice. Remember this, on the 31st of March, you will know exactly what this useless sacrifice is. And this is why I say that you're so wise and you're so powerful, and you will want to move away from this. You know, something you have learned so far will be indeed confirmed. Do not make a useless sacrifice whatsoever. That in itself is just gonna bring a little bit of like obstacle, because you're gonna have to change the things ahead a little bit, but it doesn't matter. Just remember what I said about fish swimming in the water, you know, against the current, you know, living your life on your own terms, you know. Just remember this. It doesn't matter. We don't need to know exactly how we're gonna get somewhere every single step of the way, but what's beyond, it's what matters. What we feel in our heart, it's what matters. What we feel in our soul, it's what matters. What we feel in our spirit, it's what it matters. Nothing else matters at all. Okay, very important indeed. So now I go to Scorpione. I'm just going to see quickly what is going to happen in the first part of March, mid part of March, and the last part of March. All right. Okay, so the first part of March is just like I like this. It's the whole new energy, the whole new vibration. You know, a little surprise here because it's to do with a sudden and unexpected progress, and I really like this because it's to do with a very positive change in your life. which is going to inspire you because it's going to connect you and reconnect you with yourself and the ability to understand that, oh wow, like when it comes to money and finances, this is going to be brilliant. So this is all what this is going to be about. The mid part of this March, it's like you are going to have some ideas here, but I wouldn't kind of rush with these ideas because they're still going to need kind of a little bit of refinement, and these ideas just need a little bit of your own experience. You need to go through something in order to get somewhere where you need to get before you kind of like go through forward. So do not rush with absolutely anything. It's time to, on another hand, communicate clearly and also remain objective. The last part of March, it's all about you're going to feel very passionate, you're going to feel very confident, you're going to feel very charismatic, and there's going to be certain events that are going to require immediate actions. You have to understand that you need to trust your instincts now more than ever. Stay focused, because the very passionate part of your life, it's about to reveal itself to you, both when it comes to relationships and both when it comes to like your life in general. Indeed. Okay, so now my gorgeous Scorpioni, I'm just going to see what is going to happen to those of you in relationship and those of you that are single. Although I mentioned it already, but I'm just going to say for those of you in relationship, you know, this is an important month, because it's all about the beginning of an understanding. Very important months, because it's about the beginning of an important understanding that was affecting both of you. Karmically, you went through something, you had a maybe little argument, and you just need to work on this. So now finally, hallelujah, you know, it's about this argument, you know, it's about the beginning of understanding, and that in itself is your sign that you're reaching very close towards enlightenment, you know. And this was affecting both of you. It was affecting lack of determination, and it was affecting lack of direction. It made you narrow-minded because that's something was just left unresolved. So now this is an important part of your both relationships, so your life can just start moving on towards the right direction. But the 31st is going to be remarkable when it comes to this. The very last day of March, indeed, because everything is going to be clear by then. On another hand, for those of you that are single and ready to mingy, my gorgeous Scorpioni, I'm not even being funny here, you know, this is so important. There is someone very interesting about to like kind of sweep you off your feet in many different ways. Somebody very deep, somebody very unusual, somebody very spiritual, somebody very sexy, somebody very smart, somebody very clever. But then again, something is so different about this person. Not completely different, but they're just not sharing a certain experience that you shared, and don't share like a certain, maybe like you're very wise, you're very kind of deep, but this other person, maybe they're like a really young spirit, you know, not necessarily age, but the spirit is to do with the young spirit. And also that person doesn't possess like all this wiseness that you have, but then you're going to feel so intrigued. You're going to be absolutely perfect match. Maybe sometimes it is not for the two people to be good if they are completely the same, especially when it comes to their spiritual experience. So there is a certain spiritual experience that person is kind of lacking in, but then you're going to step in at the right moment in time. But you will be able to see the deepness in their eyes. They will be able to see the deepness in your eyes. You are going to come across with someone very special, and you're not going to be able to forget about that person, and you're going to keep on seeing each other, and every time you see each other, you're just going to kind of lock your look together, you know, you're just going to lock your eyes together. It's like, oh my God, and almost like you're already going to start having relationship just by looking at each other when you see each other, you know. And this is going to confuse the hell out of you, you know. It's going to confuse you so much, but then you're going to wonder, how come they're so wise, how come they're able to do this, you know, that they talk to you through their eyes, but you know that you're so much more kind of advanced spiritually than that person. You will just know it. And this is when things are going to become very, very interesting indeed. I like it, because this person is going to play a very specific role in your life. You will find out something so needed to find out in order to, you know, just move on with your life. This is incredible. This is going to be really important, my gorgeous Scorpioni, indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Scorpioni, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.